All right, so this is more of a favor than it is a job. I'm showing it to you because of the eventful nature of it. Anyway, my girlfriend Barbara has a friend who is having a hard time because of the lack of work due to the pandemic that we're all experiencing. And so I'm going to Barbara's former coworker and acquaintance's house, I guess more than a friend. And she lives in this mobile home, manufactured home park here. And she has a leak in her skylight. So I'm going to climb up there. I'm going to seal around the skylight, and I'll seal around, some of the other obstructions that come through the wall, such as vent pipes and bathroom exhaust fans and things of that nature, in hopes that I solve her problem for her. This isn't a deal where I'm getting paid. I'm just doing this out of the goodness of my heart. I happen to be up in the area, and I said if I was up here, I'd throw a ladder against the roof and help a woman out who's in a hard way. So this is more of a charity call than anything. So without any further ado, I am going to get right into the video. This isn't going to be very long. It's not going to be anything amazing, but what happens in this video does change my thought process, and well, I'll just let you be the judge. How's that? As you can tell from the looks of the place, the siding is coming off. Some of it's damaged. The skirting underneath of the trailer is in poor repair. The woman's not in the most financially stable situation, so I'm just trying to help her out the best I can. This is the skylight here. It's a very old style. It's not glass. It's plastic or vinyl, and it's kind of brittle. It's been up here probably, I don't know, the trailer's probably a good 15, 20 years old, so I'm sure it's surpassed its life expectancy at this point. There's a few areas, like right in there, water could be getting in, and a lot of the times around these vents, water could be leaking. And she said it's leaking at the bottom of where the skylight is, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's the skylight that's leaking. Something higher on the roof, could be causing it. It's pretty evident that the dabs of silicone covering the fasteners did not have any zinc oxide in them. Zinc oxide is an additive that they put in certain silicones that adds UV protection for the ultraviolet light from the sun.
I think we just need some silicone.
Like I told you, it's a very short video, but pay attention to this part right here. This changed my mind and made me start thinking about my options. Ah, man, that was terrible. That scared the life out of me. I don't know how I did not fall off that roof. There's no gutters on this manufactured home. Otherwise, I probably would have destroyed them. And you can't see it in the picture, but right below the ladder, on the side that I fell, is a stack of either cement blocks or wood or something, and it's covered with a blue tarp. So if I would have landed on that, it would have been a horrific accident, even though it was probably only 10 feet up off the ground. But I thank my lucky stars, I did not fall off the roof, and this did make me super aware. So now I'm taking extra precautions. I tie off my ladder using a bungee cord if there's a gutter there. I always have somebody foot the ladder, even if it's only a 10-foot high climb. And I have spreader arms for when I need to straddle a window area. I even bought something called a safety arm, which it comes two in a pack, and they clip onto the rails of your ladder so that you can walk right off the front of the ladder rather than step off to the side like you have to do in this case. This experience has made me hyper aware of my own mortality. And for the next several weeks, I started shopping for ladder safety devices, which I now own plenty. And I'm going to be careful, more careful going forward. You'll notice that both of my feet were off the ladder at the same time. I lost all points of contact with that ladder, and that was a very, very dangerous situation to be in. I zoomed in a little bit here so you can see the threading, the way this sneaker is built, was sticking up just enough so it caught right there, and the sheer momentum of me taking the step off didn't allow me to unhook my shoe. Thankfully, the only thing that got hurt was my pride. I'm a former firefighter and a former fire chief. I taught ladder safety for many years. I know that you have to take more precautions with a ladder, but you know, you just get so comfortable sometimes. It's not a high roof, you know, it's just a mobile home, and oh, it's only 10 feet up, and I'm just going to do this real quick, and this is what happens. So learn from my mistake and tie off your ladder when you can. Have somebody foot the ladder. And watch what footwear you wear. Alright, well, I'm on the roof and I'm still alive, so I'm going to finish what I started, or start what I almost didn't finish. I'm going to silicone all around this skylight. What I'm using here is GE 100% silicone with UV protection in it. So it has the zinc oxide formula in with the silicone formula. Now, if you go to like your big box store to buy this, it's in your paint department. And it is GE brand, and it is the silver, white, and blue tube. If you have the red, gold, and white tube, that's primarily the same thing, only it doesn't have the UV protection, so it's for interior use only. So what I'm going to do after I get done sealing all around the outside of the skylight here is I'm also going to take off the dabs of silicone that's over the fasteners at the base there. And I'm going to put some of this silicone in place of it, because this stuff, like I said, with the UV protection, it will hold up a lot better under the hot sun. And then I also have some plastic roof cement with me, and for all intents and purposes, it's kind of like tar. It's called plastic roof cement, and you can put it on even when the roof is wet. So if you have a house with an old roof or something, or you have some leaks, it wouldn't hurt to have a gallon of this sitting around in the garage somewhere.
Pour some under the shingles here.
This is the top part of the skylight, and while I doubt rain is coming down the shingles and then backing up underneath of them, I don't know what's going to happen in the wintertime. If snow builds up along here, will an ice dam push back under them a little bit? So be on the safe side, and a little bit of PM, preventative maintenance. I'm going to put some silicone under them, just so she don't have any future problems as well.
If you look at these aren't really doing much. Look, nothing there to it. And there's a crack here and all over the place, so we're going to seal all them.
So this is like the very beginning of the whole pandemic, and that's why you see me wearing a mask. Now I realize that I'm not inside and I'm not around anybody, but even still, I'm going to keep the mask on because I don't want to touch it with hands that have silicone all over it. I'd like to reuse this mask and get as much life out of it as I can, because you can't buy these masks during this pandemic. Nobody has them. Heck, you can't even buy toilet paper anymore. Alright, so I'm going to show you a few videos that I found online of ladder falls, because I want you to learn from them. Here's a guy standing there doing nothing. He could have been footing the ladder for that guy. Well, that's not why that guy fell. He wasn't being careful and maintaining 3 points of contact, but the other guy wasn't doing anything. This guy's trying to get a drone off his roof for his neighbor, and his wife's inside. She could have foot the ladder for him. Again, not the reason he fell, but nobody's trying to take precautions. Here's 2 firefighters. Too much weight at the top of a ladder. Everybody's standing in the garage, dancing. Nobody's actually holding the ladder for them. That would have prevented them guys from falling and getting hurt. This guy's got his ladder at too much of an angle. So it slides out because there's slippery leaves under it. Now, none of these people got killed or anything, but I'm sure they didn't enjoy the ride down. This guy puts a folding table on top of his picnic table. I don't know what would ever give anybody the idea that that was a good idea. And he had a quick trip down. Here's a guy working inside of a warehouse. Nobody footing the ladder, but somebody standing over there to the left watching him. They could have been part of the solution, and it would have prevented this. So please, be careful, folks. So this is the plastic roof cement that I'm talking about. Like I said, it looks just like tar. Comes in a 1-gallon can. It's made by a company called Henry. And it's usually in with your roofing supplies in your big box store. You don't have to mix it or anything. You just open it up, scoop it out with one of these plastic trowels, apply it, and then I just throw the trowel out. You can clean it if you want to. I wear gloves. I throw the gloves away. I throw the trowel away. I don't try to clean anything because this stuff is nasty and it doesn't clean easy. I want you to take notice to where the black vent pipe meets the silver dome at roof level. You see how that rubber gasket is all beat up? Well, water could leak in down the pipe past that gasket and then start dripping in your ceiling. Now, I don't have the replacement gaskets that they sell. They're like $7. They just slide right over the top of the pipe. You just push them down, and it sheds the water off onto the roof. Well, I don't have any of them with me. God, I didn't know I needed them. So I'm just going to put some silicone around that for her, and that'll get her by. But I told her next time she goes to one of the big box stores to just ask the guy in the roofing aisle, just give you 2 of them. We'll sell you 2 of them. And next time I'm in the area, I'll climb up and I'll slide them on for her. That's a little bit of preventative maintenance too. This one here is above the skylight, so this one actually could be the problem. But we're going to put silicone on it, and that'll take care of it for a few months anyway. I don't think she'll have any problems with the silicone on there. So she only has 2 of these vents. The other one's a bathroom exhaust fan, and we're almost done, or I'm almost done with this project here. And I'm hoping that it really helps her. An update on that is she did say that she still has a very small drip, but that it is much better. So I told her we need to get those rubber boots on there, and she now wants the skylight removed, but it's not something that I can do for her right at this moment. I am in my busy season, and I am just straight out almost every single day, including the weekends. So I told her if she waited to fall that I would do it for her. I shared this mishap with you and these other videos that I found so you don't have the misfortune of making a mistake. Think ahead of time and get some help.